going on, everybody? It's your boy SeductiveRhino back at it again with another edition of Mastering the Molly, and today we are going to be checking out the recent re-edition of the map Fracture. And I know what you guys are thinking. Rhino, you said that you were going to bring back a movie and that there was going to be a lot of content. Wait, listen, guys, I apologize. World of Warcraft came out and I accidentally grew a neckbeard. But I hope I can make it up to you. I have 3 videos coming out. I got the low lights back out in action. I got my montage coming out, and I hope I can make it up to you with these amazing lineups and that you guys are being able to climb the competitive ladder with relative ease. So without further ado, right now, shut the hell up! Let's get into it. So starting off into the A site. Now, the unique thing about Fracture is that you actually have usually 2 to 3 different locations in order to play post plant for any given site, and this being the only map that has a front and a back side, I'm going to give you a couple of lineups to help you climb the competitive ladder. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first one that I'd like to be able to show you guys is kind of the corner plant. So this by far is going to be one of the easiest ones. You're able to plant the bomb. Usually you're going to be able to throw these types of smokes. You're going to be able to throw one for sand, you can throw one link, and you can throw one drop.
Holy smokes.
Be able to cover off most of your sections, and then when you do actually plant in this location, it is not open to any one of the doors, and they actually have to be able to drop and be able to swing you or swing you out here. So if you want to be able to get that bomb down as quickly as possible and kind of play for time, you're more than welcome to. Also, it's relatively easy to be able to play with this playing from main. I want to give you guys a couple of different post plant positions. Now, the coolest thing about this one, and one of the easiest ways to be able to do it, as long as you have some type of sliver right towards main, you're literally point and click anywhere on there, and it'll cover the bomb with no problem. Now, let's say that you're not over at the main and you're one of those lurk stones, which is totally fine. Coming into this corner, kind of the same position. Come over here. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking right around here, so you see like this little guy and you see this little guy. So what I typically do, so instead of like the little curve, what I do is I like to play it just right straight up, right to where that is. Shoot it straight. Nice little bounce. Where's the bomb? Ta-da! Cool. Now, you're not playing main, you're not playing drop. Let's say you want to be one of the most creative Brimstones on the server. You really want to wow them. So go ahead, and we have the spike plant into this corner. My personal favorite to do for the quick plant is being able to get out. Now, some people like to play with breaches, some people like to play with KOs, and they're usually running in here, so this will be able to give you the flexibility and kind of mobility in order to play this however you want. This is typically what I like to do. If you plant in that corner over there that we showed, get up right up into this corner, and then right where this guy is, what you're going to do is you're going to line up your HUD to kind of go right into this corner, right where that line is. Bang. And what it's going to look like, it's going to bounce, and it's going to land right on top of the bomb. Now, that gives you kind of the flexibility to either go through main, or if you really want to catch some people off by surprise, just because of how the timing works, you can actually throw this relatively early, hop on here. Once you're done getting on the ropes, put your Nikes on, and it just landed. So remember, 7.5 seconds. It's still going, and you can actually wrap all the way from it. So giving you a little bit of flexibility on what you can do as far as post-plant positions. Moving on. So just in case you're not able to plant in the kind of the quick spot, you want to be able to plant over here. Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot? One last spot for this as well. So you have kind of the wraparound. You have the one from drop, and you have the one from main. Last one I want to be able to show you, if for whatever reason you find yourself into spawn, what I want you to do is get yourself lined up into this corner. You're already in. Then all you're going to do, aim your crosshair right in between, or like right above the rope, and point and shoot. It's going to bounce off the back wall. Bam. And then you are able to kind of play spawn. You should be able to kind of see the outside, and the nice thing is that this box is spammable, so you should be able to spam your teammate, or not your teammate, but you should be able to spam the enemy with relative ease. Now, moving on. The next thing that I want to show you guys is a lot of other people, they either send like wingman, or they want to play a little safe, and some people play on site, and they say, hey, let's just play spam, whatever. This is what you can do. So the one that I personally prefer for that one is kind of work in the sand location. And if you do, just get up into this corner, and then what you're going to do is you're going to look right here. So the dot that is right above the, like, kind of like the swoosh thing, it's going to be right in here. So just line it up in that corner. Shoot it. Toss it on over. Does a little bounce. Bam. And you're going to have all this space so that they're actually going to have to wait. Or if they're committed, I mean, that's a pretty far run any way you go. So you're going to be doing some good ship damage either way. The other spot that you can do that from is...
Spike dropped.
You can do it from drop. And kind of what I do in order to hit the inside is you're going to want to use this kind of as your like indicator. And then all you're going to want to do is just place it along the gray beam. Kind of right where this point is. And crosshair is going to be right across. Shoot. It's going to bounce off of here. Bounce in this corner. And the last part is that if you are able to get the plant down, you want to be able to give yourself a little bit more cover. You can come back to main, line yourself up here, bam. And then the corner of your box that you have on your HUD right above your Molly icon, what you're going to want to do is you're just going to put it to the corner of this little guy right over here.
Molly.
That's going to shoot. And kind of do the same thing as what happened over here in Sand. And then again, you're kind of able to play time, play main. Next one I want to show you guys is the default location. Now, a lot of people, they can't either make it to main, they don't want to do a safe spot. You want to be able to get a little bit of cover. They plant it behind main. The two mollies that I have for you, both are from the A main location. So one is going to be right here. You're going to line yourself up with this wall. And there is going to be a little white little dot over here on this bridge. And what you're going to do is you're going to line up just a little bit to the right of that white dot. And then this is going to be a jump molly, so you're going to jump.
Molly.
Throw your molly. That's going to go ahead and land. Bounce right in there. And the second molly I want to give you for the default location is, if you come back over here, you're going to line yourself up with this door. From the door, just line yourself up into the middle. Using this as your indicator right here, there is kind of like the line that is right below the mouse. What you're going to want to do is just line it up with kind of the tip of where this line or this ridge is. Right on top.
Molly.
Click. Just going to bounce, hit underneath, and you're going to cover the bomb. Next lineup I want to show you, just because this place has so many different entry points, you don't know if you're getting flanked, or you can catch yourself in some 1v2s, 1v1s, you know, trying to keep them guessing, have an open plant, and kind of make them a little afraid of where you're going to be coming from. The cool thing is getting back into the spot where you had kind of this location for the A main plant. What you're going to do is just take your mouse, and then all you're going to do is you're just going to place it in between the corner of these two buildings or this building right over here. Point and shoot. And what's that going to do is it's going to land right in front of the bomb site, and you're going to be able to molly that bad boy on. The other thing, if you wanted to get that plant and somehow you're able to make yourself up onto drop and kind of play time that way, you're going to go into this corner right over here, back on drop, and then just using this box and the dot, all you're going to do is just place the dot in the middle of the box. Go ahead and shoot. Gonna bounce once. Land right in front. The last molly that I have for you guys onto the A bomb site is if you want to just switch it up a little bit. I know that we got default, we got some of these quicker plants, some of these more any of these more wide open ones. If you want to get a little creative with it, the last thing that you can do, plant it next to these stairs, going back over to the sand location. This is your new home now. Don't forget it now. All you're going to do is use this triangle as your marker and place the dot of your HUD right in there. Press and shoot. It's going to do a bounce off the roof. Bounce one more time. This is a little bit longer of a molly, so just be careful of your timing. All right, now that we're done with the A site, let's head on over to the B bomb site. And coming over here, now the B bomb site typically doesn't have that many post-plant positions. I know a lot of other people kind of made some up on the fly, but typically what you're gonna have as far as your bomb plants, you can kind of plant it over here. And if you want to be able to see some of those molly locations, I highly recommend some people like Brim Sensei, G-Key, Calvin, Perry, Those guys are great, and I would definitely say that I would definitely look up some of their Molly YouTube videos. But you wanted me, so you got me. So this is what I'm going to show you. So the two typical spots that you're going to be planning is default location, which is behind this box right over here, and the second one
plant the spike
is usually in this corner with a surprise third one just to get you out of some pickles. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and plant the bomb in B main. Heading back into B main, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come back here, find this line yourself up, and then using your stim icon as kind of reference, all you're going to do is use this, and you're just going to line up the corner of your stim, kind of where it would just sit right on top. Point and shoot. That is going to land relatively quickly and cover most of the run up onto bomb site. You wanted to have a quicker molly. You can't get back in because you guys are getting pushed relatively quickly. What I typically do is just go up and using this line as kind of your indicator, just anywhere in main, you can just press and shoot that, because most of the time you are going to get smoked off from main, and they're already tapping bomb. You need to make a quick decision. Usually this is not, you're going to always be able to see this, so use that line as kind of like your indicator, and you're able to shoot it from main relatively. Now, you have a couple from your A main location. You got a quick wind up one, and then you got one that you can kind of get yourself set up and ready to go for. But Rhino, let's say I'm getting flanked. Well, too bad for them, because we're going to take it to the back now, y'all.
One hop this time.
And what we're going to do is we're going to go behind these boxes over here. We're going to wedge ourselves into the corner. And your head is going to be popping out of here because there is like a little part of the map that actually does elevate you. So you can get clipped from like a headshot angle. People are going to be able to see your hat. So just be careful of that when you get back over here. So typically you can crouch. So what I typically do is like using these leaves right here is I find kind of like 1, 2, 3, this third leaf. I just put my crosshair right on that leaf. Point and shoot, and what that does is you're gonna have a bounce off the box, gonna land a little bit under the stairs, and it's gonna cover the bomb. The other location that a lot of people like to plan in, just because you are kind of exposed from canteen, you cannot get spammed from main from default, so you want to be able to plant in this corner. Two spots that I have for you right here is if you go back into main, pop up under this box, anywhere on this box. You're going to use this as kind of like your indicator, and then what you're going to do is just slightly above, point and shoot, and it's going to get the bomb. Let's say you have that planted over here. This is where the back sight of B actually really shines for this location, because this is one of the very few spots that you can actually use this with the addition of this ramp. Kind of play time, or you can actually make yourself up rope if you're over here. The next thing that you could do for that is get behind these boxes right over here. Using these leaves as kind of like an indicator, the little curved part is what you're going to want to do, is you're going to kind of want to like follow the trend of the leaves with the curved part of your HUD. And you can remain crouched on this. Point and shoot. And it lands perfectly for back of sight. It's not going to hit this like little bump. Sometimes with my older lineups, what would happen is, and you can use this as well if you really want to, if you want to use this as your same location, what you can do is you can come back here, still standing. This one is going to be the crouch molly. This one right over here, I kind of use this as my indicator. If you aim at this leaf, at the end of this leaf right here, it's going to get only one section of it. It doesn't all of that. So if I just shoot that one, I'll give you just a quick look. It's going to land more so in this corner right here. So I was trying to find a lineup, and it gets some of that section, but a lot of people like to kind of go into that corner. The issue that I was having, and why I suggest the crouch molly instead, is if you come back over here, what I was using as like a reference was right here, a little bit over to the left. And the issue that I was having was this stupid mound, and it would be super inconsistent, and you wouldn't be able to get that, so it would bounce all over the place. So just stick to crouching, guys. And the absolute last one I want to be able to show you guys for the fracture. Now, let me tell you, this by far is one of my personal favorites. Please don't tell Riot about this, though. This is a lineup, sort of. If you do this, I want you to plant the bomb into this corner, but you have to be facing into the stairs. What you're going to do is you're going to come back up tower, because I've gotten called out that people like to play lineups, or they know who I am, and they're like, oh, he's playing lineups, he's back in sight, all of this other stuff. No. What you're gonna do is you're gonna plant into the stairwell. You're gonna get into this corner using this as your indicator. Then all you're gonna do is this little triangle right here. You're going to aim slightly to the right of this. You shoot it, and it's gonna block you off a little bit. However, the enemy sees this, and they can't defuse. It goes through the stairs. Again, please don't tell Riot. They've patched all of my other mollies out of the game. Don't worry, I got your back. But anyways, guys, so that is finishing up for mastering the molly with SeductiveRhino. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys, please go ahead, drop a subscribble. Make sure that you leave a like, comment below, and let me know what map you guys like to see next in the Mastering the Molly series. Again, I appreciate all your support. I've been filming and recording a bunch of videos for the past month or so, and I just wanted to come back with a couple more videos of content, at least for the month. Me and my editor are working on 3 different videos. I am bringing you the lowlights as promised, so I appreciate all of you guys' support, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace!